right, hello everyone. Welcome to Talk with Steven. I hope you guys having a very good day. So this is Wednesday 1 p.m., which means we're going to have a live Talk with Steven session. So Talk with Steven is a weekly talk show where we invite many successful and inspiring speakers to come and share with you about their stories, their inspiring stories to you, so that you can move on, get inspired, and move towards your goals, work towards whatever goals that you have. So I have been hosting this Talk with Steven session for the past 1 year. We started in 2021, and it's been 1 year, and we have covered many sessions. In fact, this session is going to be our 46th episode of Talk with Steven session, and along this 1 year, we have actually covered many interesting topics featuring super duper successful speakers from all walks of life. So if you are in any time you need in if you're feeling like, hey, I need some kind of guidance in my business, in my career, in my parenting, in my self development, and all these things, all you have to do is just follow me on my Facebook, and then you can just scroll through. You will find all kind of talks that is available there. We have covered topics like entrepreneurship, building your business, to developing your career, from parenting to sales to marketing. And we also covered a lot of topic regarding personal development, such as handling your emotions, handling your angers, being happy, mental health, all kind of inspiring topics. So you just have to scan this QR code, follow me on my social media, so that you can watch all the previous episodes of Talk with Steven. It's just a matter of time whether you just need to scroll through and find the episode. So talking about inspiring, so I keep talking about inspiring and all, because today at Talk with Steven, we have Datin Nora with us today, someone that is so inspiring that when I met her during the pre-interview time, I was totally mind blown by her story, the sharing that she had actually. So I cannot wait to interview her in Talk with Steven session. Datin Nora is an author of a beautiful memoir called Born to Smile, and she's also a speaker, a talk show host. She also has her own talk show called Smile with Nora, and she is also a social activist, and she is also the project partner of Ronald McDonald House of Charity under the Gift of Smiles project. Datin Nora has been awesome. She's super duper great, and Datin Nora is someone who have born with cleft lips and palate, and she has lived her life along with that, and along the living up, growing up, and everything. She have to go through about like 10+ surgeries, from a newborn baby up until she is 30 years old, and even for normal people when they go to school and this kind of things, even like everybody get bullied, like audience are watching, that you get bullied, even I get bullied sometime in my school. So this happened to Datin Nora like 10 times stronger, or maybe 100 times stronger. She faced all these odds and become so successful in a career, in her life, and everything, and she started this movement to create awareness towards this issue of cleft lip and palate to everybody who don't know about this. So it is my honor to have Datin Nora with us today. So without any further ado, let's welcome Datin Nora to our stage.
Hi,
Hello.
Stephen. How are you?
Hello, Datin Nora. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you. Firstly, thank you
Okay.
so much for having me on this spectacular show. I'm so humbled and privileged to be here today.
Yes, the honor is mine. Thank you so much for being in talk with Steven. I know you are busy. You have so many things that you are doing. So thank you so much. And you are also hosting a talk show on every
Mhm.
Wednesday, right? No, not every Wednesday, like alternative Wednesdays, right?
Exactly. Yes,
So
Mami
yeah.
Nora.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you so much. And there are many people that saying hi to you right now. So just wanted to show
Hello,
you.
Fadila. Hi, everyone. Hi, thank you so much for coming
So
in. I'm
yes,
so feeling so happy and grateful that all of you take your time to be with me today and to be with me and Stephen today. Thank you
yeah,
again.
yeah. So I just wanted to tell a small thing to all our audience. If you're watching this, do share the link out to your people. Share it in your Facebook. Share the YouTube link to your friends, so that everybody can come and learn from Ratinora sharing and everything.
We
So
try.
so that I have a very interesting question that I want to ask you as a kickoff for this our session today. Is like, if let's say you have the power to change one thing, like one thing in this world to make it a better place, what would you do?
I would say to humanity to accept all God's creation. That's my message. Accept all of God's beautiful creation.
Okay.
everything
Okay.
and everyone.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, thank you so much. I think God have created in that way, so everybody need to accept that they've born like that and they need to live the life like that. So yeah, that is beautiful. So to I have so much of question to ask. So audience, if you have any questions, just let us know in the chat box. I will take the question as when is the session is going on. So for a start, Datin, maybe can you tell us about what is the cleft leaf and palate is all about, because I'm pretty sure some of the audience that watching the session right now, they actually have they don't know about what is this actually. So maybe can let us know about what is the cleft leaf and palate all about, and also how
Okay.
serious is these things is. Yeah.
Okay, in a nutshell, okay, I'm not a plastic surgeon, but in a nutshell, a cleft lip and palate is a split. Yeah, it's a split in your lip and going through your palate. So basically, there are four variations of a cleft lip and palate. Yeah, one, a person is born with a cleft lip, but the palate is intact. The second variation is a cleft palate, okay, where there's a split from the roof of the mouth down to the anak tekak, yeah, in bahasa Malaysia,
Mm-hmm.
but the lip is okay, but the palate is split. The third variation is a cleft lip and palate, or a unilateral cleft lip and palate, which I was born with. And the fourth variation is a bilateral cleft lip and palate, where you have two splits on your lip and going into your throat, your palate. So that's a bilateral cleft lip and palate. When you're talking about a cleft, you also have a complete cleft or an incomplete cleft, meaning that, for instance, a cleft palate. Mine was a complete cleft. That means it started from the roof of my mouth right up to the anak tekak again. But you're also having people having an incomplete cleft. That means setengah sahaja. Okay.
Okay.
So babies and children who do not have their cleft lip and palate repaired would have complication in breathing, in feeding, because obviously when your palate is apart, when you eat, food will go through into your throat, right? From your throat into your nose, correct? Buka palate
Mm-hmm.
itu buka betul. And
Yeah.
then those having a complete cleft palate usually will have a speech impediment, okay, where they talk with a hypernasal tone. But I'm going to say here, not all cleft lip and palate are the same, okay. Orang ini punya cleft lip and palate lain, orang ini punya cleft lip and palate lain, jadi tak
Mm.
sama. But basically the general complication is, again, having difficulties or complication in communicating, in eating, and in feeding.
Mm.
Yeah, and obviously they will look different because it is a birth which is born with a facial difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think like this is the normal thing that every one of us do, like normal breathing, talking. we
Mm.
we don't like thank anyone, so because we are talking very well, we are breathing normally and everything. But for people who born with cleft lip and palate, it's not a normal thing, it's a difficult thing even to breathe and everything, because it is a serious issue, you know. How were you when growing up, Miss Datin Nora? Like, how is your journey growing up with this facial difference?
Well, if people were to read, to pick up the book, I started my first surgery when I was 3 months old, right up to 30 years of age. That's about 8 to 10 multiple surgeries. Now, people are going to ask me why. When you have a unilateral cleft lip and palate, uh, we need to understand that it's not just one surgery. Okay, my first surgery was repairing my cleft lip, and then another surgery to repair the cleft lip again. And then lepas tu you go and repair your cleft palate, and even the
Mm.
cleft palate is not only one repair. So basically, the surgery is also segmentalized into two parts. If you speak to a plastic surgeon, one will be the repair work. Okay, the repair work, but it is not revision or refinement. Okay, even you go
Mm.
for your repair, your nose and your lip will slightly look different. Okay,
mm,
if you talk to the plastic surgeons now, refinement, when I say refinement, is actually refining. Okay, because when you go and repair your, for instance, your scar, because your lip is terbuka, then you have to go and jahit your scar, betul? Then
mm.
talking about augmentation of the scar and the augmentation of the lip and refining the nose, that comes in under revision work. So selalunya kalau sekarang pun plastic surgeon can only do the work when the kids are 16 or 17 and above.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
From the birth right up to 16 or 17, they would already done the repair but not refinement work. So you need to go
Mm,
for refinement, meaning that i.e. pergi membetulkan you punya apa you punya hidung yang tak symmetrical yet, mulut you, and like I said, your lip augmentation, your scar augmentation, and things like that. Even for now, if I do not wear a cover stick, I don't mind telling you that you can still see the scars on my upper lip.
okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, even up to now. Okay, so
Mm,
that is when for me the 8 to 10 surgeries. But if you talk to a person that is born with a bilateral clavity and palate, we are interviewed, some of the patients from the US and all that.
mm,
They had
mm.
to go about 20 over surgeries.
Oh my God.
That's a
Okay.
lot of surgeries,
Yeah.
mind you. And most of us born with a complete clamp palate are born again with a speech impediment. Okay, even after our surgeries, when the clamp is closed, we are highly, recommended by the plastic surgeons to go for speech therapy. So I myself had to go for about 1 to 1.5 years of speech therapy to
Mm,
be able to learn how to speak, yeah, without a
okay.
hypernasal tone. Yeah.
Mm. I think you have also stated in your book and also in multiple time of in your interviews and all these things that you have been bullied a lot in your school
Mm.
days and everything. I can't imagine all the things that you have gone through, but maybe you can share with us about what are the things that you have gone through while growing up.
Well, I wrote in the book, yeah. I honestly, when interviews, when people interview me, they ask me, when did you know that you were born with you were born
Mm,
different. I said to them that only when I started going to school, because that is when the children, will, call you names or bully
mm,
you, and it's very hurtful. So the bullying started at the age of 7, right up to 17, which is 10 years. Why I said it stopped at 17 was because, remember I said earlier on, I started my refinement work
okay.
at the age of
Okay.
17. So it was correcting my nose, and obviously people stopped bullying me when I was 17. But for 10 years, when I went to school, people, there were people calling me names, and some of them will call me out loud in front of other people. Some of them will call me like I do not know where they are. They be calling. I could just hear a
Mm,
voice far, or some people will call me from other people. So it
mm.
went on for 10 years, like I said,
Oh my
from the
God.
age
Oh my
of
God.
7 to 17. Yes.
Mm,
And at a young child, when people start calling you names, and then you go back and look at yourself in the mirror, and you do know that you are different, it is very, very hopeful, because it is a very helpful for a child to take all this in. To be honest with you, it is not an easy journey.
mm, yeah, yeah. It is not an easy journey. Like even I can still remember a few times when people bullied me and everything. But for you, like for me, that is like 1 2 times. That's all. But for you, it's a period of 10 years. I just can't imagine how many things that you have to endure in all these things. So
But again, I'm
moving.
just saying that, people do ask me that if the kids are born with the cleft lip and palate, will they get bullied? I'm not saying that all of them will get bullied, but
Mm,
I'm interviewed many mothers and even adults, even children. And right now, in the year, right now, the 2022, people and kids are still being called names. Because I
yeah.
thought that it only happened when I was growing up in 1970s, but unfortunately, it still doesn't. These calling names and this bullying and this
Yeah.
discrimination. Yeah.
I think last week in your talk show, Smile with Nora, you have actually interviewed a boy who actually going through this same issues until now. They've been being
Yeah.
bullied and all these things for having this difference than others. So
Yes.
yeah. I think
Yes, he's
a big,
15.
yeah,
So he was born with the bilateral. If people were to go into my Facebook and you can listen to our interview, yeah, and he's 15 and he's currently going for, speech therapy. He's gone for his repower, but they're still waiting when he's 18 to go for his revision. And he did say that, bila the sekolah, people do call him names and he will cry in the class. This is a very, very sad thing. It
yeah,
should not be happening, but it is still happening. And like I said, for a child to go through this name calling and to go this bullying, it is very, very sad because not
yeah,
all children are able or they have strength inside them to overcome this. So, like I said, when
yeah,
you have a cleft and palate, it is not only that you need to go for your surgeries, but it also affects your emotional and mental state of mind because when you
mm,
go to school, sometimes you do get bullied. Okay, so we are
yeah,
trying to eradicate and send a very loud message out to society to say, please say no to bullying. And when you asked me earlier on what was our message, I said, please accept all God's creation, nevertheless.
yeah.
If I can change the world, yeah.
I think a big part of your book and also your journey is about how you, after some time, you started to accept yourself and went into this mode of finding yourself and doing all kind of things that you are doing so that you can be happy with who you are right now. So can let us know about how you started this journey, particular journey, and how it goes, so that many people out there they are wondering how they can do this and everything. They can take some tips from you.
Well, if people were to read the book, I did admit in the book that I had an issue with accepting my birth destiny. Okay, I
Mm,
did. Okay, I was very, very open about it. I was very candid about it, and even though my external work has been done, but internally, my internal work was still not done. I was still fighting with my emotional demons, so to speak,
mm,
or I was still fighting with my scars. Okay, and I knew that I had a problem with accepting my birth destiny. And upon hindsight, I asked myself, okay, I knew why I had a problem with accepting my birth destiny because again, it's not so much of the surgeries, but it's the labeling. Okay, the labeling from your friends or your peers at that point of time, and then I also didn't really talk about it to anybody about my emotions. What was
mm,
I going through? What was I, what was the, what do you call this, the emotion disturbances that I was going through as a child? I didn't really have the opportunity to talk about it heart to heart to anybody, so it was bottling me up for the very longest time. Okay, even though I went for my like I said, my external work, but inside I was still scarring. And then because of
mm,
that, why I started the journey of going for looking for solutions or looking for a journey of self-love or self-acceptance was because people always ask me, why did you do it, Nora? Because it was affecting my relationship with my children. I got married, I had kids, okay, and then I realized that I was actually projecting my anger onto my children. So I
mm,
step aside and I say, okay, Nora, I knew all along I had issue with destiny. So what happened was I acknowledged, I embraced that I had a problem, and I looked for solution. Hence, the journey started. It started in
okay.
2000, where I first went to hear Robbins, okay, Anthony Robbins in Singapore, and
Mm,
then I heard Sharma. Sharma came down to Malaysia to promote his book, The Monk Who's called Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, and then I went for counseling or therapies and whatever, to go and get my answer. My purpose was always, Nora, you need to get the answer from within. You need to understand that, hey, you're born with the CLP, you got to accept it and please move on. So, like I said, the first thing is that you have to acknowledge that, hey, I have a problem.
okay.
Okay. First, you acknowledge you have a problem and find out what is your problem. Okay. And after that, look for solution before it eats you up. Before it eats you up. Okay. That's
Mm,
first and foremost very important. Yeah. Do not be what you call scared to look for external help if you need to. You need to.
mm,
Okay. And the thing is, for me, what I'm trying to say here, if you are in that, in that rock bottom, you need to realize yourself that I need to get up again. That orang kata nak bangkit semula tu datang daripada diri sendiri.
mm,
Sebab orang lain as much can help you out, but desire and the yearn to get up has to come from within. It is an inside job. I have to realize that, hey, you know what? I need to get up myself. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. Because I remember remember a quote called "Peace is an inside job." So you need to find peace with yourself. Like, understand about yourself, accept yourself. Then only you can actually do something about it. Like, live your life properly and happily after that. Otherwise, it will you will be channeling your anger and all these emotions and everything with other people and all. I
Correct.
think, yeah, it is a great thing that you share this, because many people don't realize this, that like everyone have an issue that they are going through,
Yeah,
but they don't want to accept that they do have it, and because of that they go and do all kind of things that affects other people as well.
correct.
So yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
your journey is so far, it's so beautiful. Like, how you started and how you don't even know that you come with the facial difference until you go to school, and then all kind of things happen, all the bullyism and everything, and after that you started to carry on with your life with operations and all these things, and now you married, have kids, and you can see that the thing that's happened there, like, even though you are now okay and everything, you still carry on even until you get married, you have kids and everything. And that's when you went into a journey of finding yourself. So it's never too late, guys. At any age, at any time, you can find something that you want to do as well. So how did you, like, so now, like, my question is, you find yourself, you're trying to find yourself, and you finally, let's say, you accept it and you are moving on and everything. Many people, they just move on, like, hey, okay, now I'm accepted, I'm fine with this, my family is happy, my people around me is happy. But why did you decided to champion this movement of creating the awareness towards cleft leaf and palate? When did you decide, what, I have to do it, otherwise nobody's going to do it, I have to do it, then you take the action to do it? And how are you still
Right.
doing it?
That's a very good question. People do ask me, why, Nora, why did you decide to write the book? First and
Mm,
foremost, right? After my own journey of seeking for self acceptance, and my own journey of being bullied and
mm,
being feeling battered and bruised after coming back from school, I said to myself, hey, what about the children out there?
yeah.
Remember, I'm not the only one that have got a cleft lip and palate. I'm
Mm,
not. 700 out of worldwide, one out of 700 babies are born with a cleft lip and palate. Okay, and it's still happening now. And honestly, even doctors cannot find the reasons as to why babies or children are born with a cleft lip and palate. And I said, maybe the kids out there with the cleft lip and palate, or maybe the adults out there with the cleft lip and palate had issues or having issues, or being bullied or being
mm,
discriminated. Okay, nobody, why don't I, hopefully, with this book, inspire them, that they can grow up with faith, with hope and determination, that they can grow up to become whoever and whatever they want to be. Some parents may be feeling a little bit, a little bit like, oh, what's going to happen to my child? But you know what, they can, but of course the parents have to go and bring the children to for treatments and all that.
yeah.
And also a strong message about this anti-bullying, this anti-discrimination, this anti-stigma. Let's stop all these, please. Okay, I'm sure now there is a large community out there of of clefties. There are amazing clefties all over the world. Hi, you guys are amazing. You guys are awesome, and a lot of them are also championing this cause. So I just
Mm,
happen to be one of them. So I want to champion this cause because of my own life experiences.
mm,
And I said to myself that what better way it is than to write a memoir, okay? Yeah, or a biography. But like I said,
yeah.
there are many, many out there now because we belong to a Facebook social. I belong to a Facebook social group in Malaysia and even overseas, and there are amazing, amazing collectives out there who is actually voicing out and trying to make a difference in the world.
So, so beautiful. We
Awesome,
have
yeah,
people are
awesome.
saying, "Wow, looks like an inspiring book." Yes, I'm very sure it is an inspiring book. So, audience, if you have any question, please do ask us. We only have 5 more minutes for the live session to finish. So, I still have a few questions to ask to that thing. So, one of the way that you are creating the awareness is through your book, which we can get it. I will share the link to get the book in shortly. But there are other ways that you are also involving, like you doing your talk shows. So
Yeah.
how did you have this idea of starting a talk show and start to invite people to come and share their journey there?
Like I said earlier on, I'm always inspired. Earlier on, I said that I'm not the only one that's got cleverly and
Yeah.
palate. There are thousands, millions out there, and I
Mm.
wanted because I love hearing stories. I love hearing stories and how stories can inspire the
Yeah.
humanity. And I said, okay, Nora Abu Hassan book is out, Born to Smile is out in the market, but what about the other clever, amazing people that may want to share their stories? So I invite them to my show, and I love hearing their stories. I love hearing how they overcome the adversity, and not only I invite the clever. The cleft adults, but also invite the mothers who having
Mm.
their experiences in bringing up a child with the cleft, and then doctors, plastic surgeons, speech therapists, and even organizations that helping to create awareness for the cleft and palate community. Yeah, I decided that maybe we should have a show. Maybe we should invite them, and maybe let's listen to their stories.
Yeah. Yeah, it is so beautiful, the stories, the sharing. Some of them share, they are actually the real
Absolutely.
life experience. So if you guys want to watch a few of the episodes of Datin's talk show, which I clearly recommend you to go ahead and watch it. I'm going to put Datin's Facebook profile in the chat
Thank
box. So
you.
go ahead, follow it now, and then go and watch the shows. And coming back
Amazing,
to your,
amazing people, amazing stories. I tell you, seriously.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I personally believe everybody have an amazing story to share.
Everybody, all of us, I always say that all of us have a story inside us. All.
Yes.
Whether you are born with the CLP, whether you're not born with the CLP, every human has a story inside.
Yeah. Yes.
Regardless
Yeah.
of creed, color, religion, race, birth destiny.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Coming back to the question about the book, right? Because I was a bit intrigued of how is the process of the book reader, like writing, has been going through. Because for some people, they cannot sleep. They write the book day and night for a few days, and then they, okay, wow, they done. They publish the book. For some people, they took years to write the book because they have so much of experience. They don't know where to take, what to write, and all these things. How is the journey for you when you writing this book? Pratik?
I took about 1.5 years to actually write the book. Okay, obviously I had to go through back through memories, but we also interviewed people that my parents, some of my siblings, and my friends about it. And then the thing is, I interviewed my father about how he felt when he saw me for the very first time in the labor room. That was quite, I would say, a very emotional thing for me, because after growing up at the age before I wrote the book, I never actually had a heart to heart talk to my parents about how
Mm,
they felt about having a child with a CLP, because see, I was born in the 1960s, yeah, and at that time they didn't have scanning. Now mothers are very lucky because we've got scanning, and mothers can go in and meet the gynecologist, and if the child is different, or if there's the child is different, I would say the parents are already prepared for it. But my parents were not prepared for it. They went into the labor room all excitedly, and then they saw me born with the CLP. So I spoke to my father about it, and he told me how he felt. And then a week after that, he passed away. So he actually never saw the birth of Born to Smile in the market, that it being published and printed. So it was, sweet moments, there were bitter moments writing the book. I wanted to be real, and I wanted to be authentic as I possibly can. The book is, based on real stories, okay, real incidents and real events as to how a person that was born with a cleft lip palate growing up. Yeah.
nice.
And
When
this
you
and
tell
then
that, I can feel the
yeah, it's also
emotions
the
right now.
first. Yeah, it's the
Go ahead.
first memoir in Malaysia
Which,
of
yes.
of a person that grew up with the cleft lip palate. I hope after this there'll be many more memoirs coming out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I personally intrigued by the cover of your book, which I think we can show it see in your background, but also I'm going to show it in the screen for people to see it clearly. So
Mm.
it is a very different cover, to be honest. Like, what is the meaning behind this? I just wanted to know.
The cover or the name of the book, Born to Smile.
Uh, Both.
Well, Born to Smile, like I said earlier on, regardless of creed, color, religious status, birth destiny, we are all born to smile. Okay,
Yeah,
humanity, we're all born to have that authentic smile, and when I said smile, it's authentically smiling from inside. Okay, we all human beings, want to be happy. We all want to be
yeah,
happy, correct or not?
yeah,
Okay, so when you're smiling, you hopefully that you're happy and not having a fake smile. Okay, the I love the color pink. That's why I decided to put the pink color across my mouth, and it is just to highlight the fact that, hey, you know
yeah.
what, even though I was born with a facial difference, even though I was born with a selfie, we all also are entitled to smile nevertheless.
Beautiful,
So it just
beautiful.
when people go into the bookstore, people say, hey, okay, that's a very different book cover. How come she's
Yeah,
covering
yeah.
with with a pink?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For our audience, if you like to get the book, which I will highly recommend to you, and if you are someone who like to look at your phone, read it, you prefer e-copy and everything, Born to Smile book is available in ebook as well, which you can get the link right now. I already posted in the chat box. The link is coming wherever that you're watching in Facebook or YouTube. It will come. But if you prefer, if you are someone who would like to have a written book, like a physical copy of the book in your hand, to so that you can feel the book and read the book. I think many people love that. Actually, you can also get it. The book has been listed in Shopee as well, which the link is going to come now, right now. But let's say you would like to get a personally a signed copy of Born to Smile book by Datin Nora herself. What you can do is you just need to follow Datin on Facebook or Instagram, and then just PM her. I think her team or Datin will reply you with the signed copy of Born to Smile. I think I will get a book signed copy because
Thank you.
so I have sent the Facebook link to follow Datin Nora as well. So just click on it, follow, and ask Datin Nora. The book is not that expensive. It's just, I think in the market is 40 only. So
2019.
yeah,
Mm.
39.90 only. So just go ahead and
Nice.
get it. It's going to be the best thing, best investment that you can do for your life right now, because I feel that every one of us have something that we are not accepting. Like even when I talk to that thing, I'm looking back at what are the things that I'm not accepting about myself right now, and how I can accept it, how I can find the difference, how I can go ahead and move on in my life. That so I think it's gonna be something beautiful and amazing journey. So go out and share it out, people. And I think we have
You
people
know,
saying inspiring, sharing. Thank you so much for sharing that thing.
self-acceptance, to some people is a journey. Yeah, Stephen. And for my story, it happened to be I was born with a facial difference. But for your story, it may be different. Everybody, like we said earlier, have got their own story. And everybody has something that they may not be able to accept, whatever that may be. Maybe coming from a home that was broken, or coming living with a alcoholic father or an
Mm,
abusive mother. But if you don't accept yourself, it's very hard for you to move on to bring yourself to a higher level. For instance, like for me, if I didn't accept my birth destiny with all of Allah's, kata Allah punya destiny lah, I won't be able to write a book. I won't be able to tell
yeah.
my story. I won't be able to hopefully inspire people out there. I won't be able to move up to another level. So to me,
Yes.
self-acceptance is first and very foremost for us to have to be able to move forward and also to live in authenticity. I'm not telling everybody to tell their story, no. But if you yourself accept yourself, then it makes your life much easier, much lighter, and you feel more liberated. To be honest with you,
Mm,
to be
mm.
honest, why self-acceptance? It is okay. I accept this. Okay, and I'm going to move forward. I'm going to move forward and become the best version of myself. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Such a beautiful sharing today. I'm really it's a very heartwarming and inspiring sharing. So many
Mm,
people are commenting that they loved your sharing as well. So
thank you.
guys, go ahead and get the book. I think it will be a very good thing. I personally love this one quote from Datin Nora's book. I'm going to share it with you guys. She says something beautiful, which is, take time and effort to heal and comfort your soul so you can be at peace with everything. So
Yeah.
can share a
That's
little
also
bit
in my
with us
book,
about. Yeah.
Stephen.
Yes.
When I do my posters, I take whatever I wrote in the book because the book was
Yes.
written in came out in 2019. But
Yeah.
what I said also, I'm going to read the what you call a paragraph that I wrote in my book. Okay, it says that find your peace. Okay, it is part of knowing yourself. Okay, work at it because it doesn't come like magic. Seriously, it doesn't come like magic. Don't be afraid to change and don't be afraid to take the steps to change. Be the one be the one who defines you, who you are, even when the whole world wants to do that for you. We live in a society. Sometimes they tell you that, hey, you know what, that you can't do this, you cannot do that, you're not good enough. I don't think you can be that person. You know what? Everything comes from within. If you're going to be listening to the outside world telling you that you cannot do this, you cannot do that, why do you want to do this, why do you want to write the book, why do you want to become a talk show host, you will never do whatever that you want to do, because I think importantly is self belief comes from within. If you sendiri
Mm.
tak percaya pada diri you, then siapa akan percaya? You
Yes.
kena percaya pada diri you. Itu
Yeah.
yang mustahak dia. Yeah,
Yep.
to me anyway. And self love begins with yourself, because you know who you are, you know where you're going, and you know your life purpose, and you know your life calling.
Yes, I think that's pretty much beautifully summed up today's talk with Stephen session featuring Datin Nora Abu Hassan today. Thank you so much, Datin, for being here, and for all the audience. I hope you had so much of fun and also inspired to look at yourself and see what are the things that you're not accepting about yourself right now, and start accepting it, make peace with it, so that you can grow to the next level, just like what Datin Nora did. So thank you so much, Rati. Do you have any final message to say to our audience before we end the session today?
Self love is the greatest love of all. That's my last message.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Rati. Thank you so much for your time. I know your time is very precious. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your story.
And you're most welcome. And thank you to you for having me on this show. You've been a great host. I enjoyed every minute of
Thank you.
it. And Stephen, I wish you all the very best in
Yeah.
your
Thank
future
you.
and
Thank you
keep
so much.
rocking
Thank you so much.
and
Yes,
keep inspiring. You are doing awesome.
thank you so
So
much.
much.
I hope I can meet you one day in person. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for my signed copy to have a look at it. Have a awesome read at it. Thank you so much, Datin. So audience, please do wait for a while. I have a few things to share with you guys. Thank you so much, Datin. I'll remove you from the stream now.
Sending love and light to all of you. Thank you.
All right. So I think that talk show has beautifully inspired you to do what you want towards your goals. I think the first steps to self acceptance is to find out to have aware that you have this and accept and then move on. Like find solution for it, and you can find solution everywhere whenever you want. But make sure you find solution from the people that have the results, from the people that already have done whatever that you are looking for. They have the results in particular industry that particular things that you are looking for. Find for them, and that's when you will find peace with yourself. So that is beautifully said by Datinora. I'm really happy that I featured her in Talk with Steven. So go get the book, guys. So as you may know, my other colleagues also doing a lot of beautiful talk shows on weekly basis, just like Talk with Steven. So on beside Talk with Steven, on every Friday, 11 a.m., we have this our amazing Harsha, one of my good friend, and she's a co-founder of SNN. She's an amazing entrepreneur, international conference speaker, and everything. And she has been running a talk show called Changing Reality, where she bring in a lot of successful industry leaders, C-suite executive, and entrepreneurs to share their story of how did they have started, like from nobody, how did they have built their career to somebody that they are now very respectable in their industry. So this week's episode, they are actually featuring Mr. Mark Fell. This episode is going to be amazing. Learn from the industry leaders and the best in the particular industry. Learn directly from them on how did they have developed their career. That's the best thing we can do. So this happen on every Thursday, every Friday at 11 a.m. And moving on Sunday, sometimes you feel like, oh, weekends, weekdays, I cannot, I have works to do and all these things, right? On weekend, we have another amazing talks that purely talks about money, finance literacies, anything and everything that you know about finances and money. It's happening on Money Matters on every week Wednesday, every week Sunday, 3 p.m. So this Money Matters is actually hosted by Madhura Kannan, one of the co-founder of Ascendance, and she's an award-winning social entrepreneur as well. And she talks about money, everything about money that you need to know. So this time they are featuring Mr. Michael Gilmore to talk about rebranding finance literacy. I'm personally waiting for this session because I know about finance literacy, but now we are talking about rebranding the entire finance literacy. So I'm pretty much excited for this. So if you guys want to know more about these particular talk shows, how you can go for this, how you can register for this and everything, I'm going to put the link in the chat box. You Once you click in the link, you will find all kind of information, all kind of events that you want. So you just choose Money Matters or Changing Reality and watch the session. So it has been a beautiful talk with Steven session. I hope you guys had fun. So see you guys again next week on Wednesday 1 p.m. with another inspiring guest speaker as well. Until then, stay safe, have a good day, and enjoy life.